the 2017 Alumni Awards. I hope if you are not here for that,
you're on the wrong plane, so please exit to the left.
You're stuck, but you're going to have a really fun night, we promise. So, my name is Lisa Poplowski, and I have the honor of being the Alumni Director at Eastern Washington University, and one of the cool people to kick off the Alumni Awards tonight, along with Kelly Hayden.
And I am Kelly Hayden. Good thing it's in the script like that. Yes, I am the Alumni Association President. Well, just until June 30th. So tonight's my last public appearance, you might say. So some cheers, some boos. I know, it's fine. So it's fine. So again, if my reviews come back poorly, it doesn't matter. So feel free, laugh at my jokes. Don't. Pay attention when I'm talking. Don't. It doesn't matter. So, all silliness aside, I'm thrilled to be here for these awards to celebrate some amazing Eagles. It's my most favorite night of the year, and you will soon see why these people are so deserving of their awards. And I would say get out your tissues for the videos, because I've seen them. Yeah, they're good. So, how did we get here? Well, I flew in from Wisconsin today. I don't know if anyone else can say that. And boy, are my arms tired. I couldn't help it. That was not in the script. I told you, last night, I'm going rogue. No. How did we get here? In December, nominations were accepted, and in March, a volunteer committee of alumni went through those nominations. We had a record 54 this year, so we're really excited about that. We have some incredible, amazing Eagles out there. So they went through that process and very carefully selected the winners. So big thank you to that committee who took their time and energy for all the nominations. Yeah.
Don't worry, she's here all night.
Yay! And after.
You do have to laugh at my jokes, though, because I do need to still have a job on Monday. And I shared the script with my boss, so he knows when you've gone rogue, and it's not my fault. I'd also like to recognize the president of our university, Dr. Mary Cullinan, who's here celebrating with us this evening. As well as the chair of our board of trustees, Jim Murphy, who's also here this evening. Since we were kind of cramped out in the front area, I'd love the opportunity to say thank you and recognize our former alumni and recipients who are here this evening. If you could stand and we could just see all of your wonderful faces again one more time and be recognized, that would be really lovely.
So much awesomeness, isn't it? Can you feel it?
Kelly.
I feel it.
I also want to lastly give special thanks to Numerica Credit Union, very generous presenting sponsors to us for this great event. And when we changed up the format of our event to make it just more of a wow factor event, they were by our side, and they haven't left our side since then. So we are very, very thankful that they continue to be a part of this amazing celebration of our alumni. So if we could give them a big thank you. So with that, we actually have Jana Ernie here from Numerica Credit Union, and she is the Senior Vice President of Retail Experience at Numerica. And she's not only here to celebrate with us, she's also a member of the EWU Foundation Board, but she is here to help me kick off the evening by presenting the 2017 Inspirational Young Alumni Award. And so Kelly is going to exit, and we are going to take over the show.
I'll be back, don't worry.
There's a lock on that door. Just kidding, I love Kelly, Good evening. Who's excited to be here tonight? One of my favorite things about EWU is the warm eagle welcome you guys give time and time again. So as we kick off the night, as Lisa said, I'm with Numerica and we're thrilled to be partners at this event. This is actually my first time at Eastern's Alumni Award Gala. Having heard so many incredible stories from past galas, I'm honored to be here to participate and present. As Lisa also said, we're getting this party started by introducing you to this year's Inspirational Young Alum Award winner. This award recognizes up-and-coming leaders among EWU's alumni who have graduated within the last 10 years. Recipients demonstrate a commitment to excellence in their life after graduation and a commitment to extraordinary work, research, or volunteerism. Recipients of this award have attained significant prominence through professional endeavor, research, volunteerism, and/or involvement within the local or global community or the university. They demonstrate leadership and a commitment to the service of others, and they initiate innovative service projects, research, business, or other original enterprises. This year's deserving candidate is Leah Wharton. Leah graduated in 2012, and she is the Resource Development Manager for Spokane County United Way, where she's responsible for the creative development, design, and evaluation of fundraising campaigns for an extensive portfolio of 200 plus companies ranging from local startups to corporate industry leaders. As you will see from the video, Lisa is passionate about community service, her sorority, and Eastern Washington University. Leah serves as a volunteer with numerous organizations, including Second Harvest, Inland Northwest Baby, Veterans Forum, Catholic Charities, American Red Cross, and the Inland Northwest SIDS Foundation. In fact, Leah and a group of women actually founded the Inland Northwest SIDS Foundation in 2012, personally touched by a SIDS death at the age of 6 when her cousin Kyle passed away. She became very passionate about safe sleep advocacy and served on their board of directors as the secretary, parliamentarian, and marketing chair. Philanthropy has actually been a keystone of Leah's personal and professional endeavors since she was a little kid. In fact, she used to make arts and crafts and sell them at fairs and give the money to charity. I did that too, and I bought a bike. I'm just being truthful. All her accomplishments thus far, and Leah still credits her biggest break in her adult life to being accepted to Eastern Washington University. As a first-generation college student, Leah was a member of the inaugural class of the Eastern Advantage program. And if you haven't heard of it, it's dedicated to helping students find the resources needed to succeed when they're at college. Leah jumped headfirst into college and grasped hold of any opportunity that she possibly could. She is a shining example to the current students that she now advises and the dedication that it takes to be successful in both the professional and the community world. She is smart, she's dedicated, compassionate, and not used to being on this side of the podium for recognition. There's much more to Leah. Let's listen as she shares her story through this video.
Inspirational young alum, Leah Horton.
My favorite time at Eastern would easily be helping with recruitment for sororities. What I really enjoyed about it was helping women see the value in the Greek community. So I would always run for positions with the Panhellenic Council and help on the other side, the disaffiliated side, where I don't say which chapter I'm in, but I just help you see that going Greek is a good option here. So I currently work for Spokane County United Way as a resource development manager, as well as the program manager for the Emerging Leaders Society. And that entails me working with a portfolio of about 200 different local, regional, and national businesses. We leverage our United Way relationships with our businesses to find CEOs and business leaders that have different things that they care about in the community, and we roll up our sleeves alongside and go volunteer with those CEOs. So one of our biggest ones that we've done recently was with Scott Morris of Avista, and we went out to Second Harvest because he loves Second Harvest, and it's a win-win all around. The young leaders get to take the time to rub shoulders with somebody that's in a place in our community that can, be a mover and shaker and make things happen for their career, but then they also get to give back to the community at the same time. My mother, Miss Laura Martini, absolutely inspires me. Coming from a single mother household where it was always understood that I would be the first in the family to go to college. It wasn't up for debate. We joke about having a crayon signed contract from the time that I was a child that, you will be involved and you will give back to your community and you will be the best version of yourself that you can be, and that is your debt to the greater humanity. And without her pushing me every step along the way to be involved and to be better, I definitely would not be where I am today. So the best advice that I have received was from an art teacher here at Eastern. What he said was, nobody expects anything from you, and so everything that you want to be, you get to create, and you get to choose to participate. So you get to choose, as a human being on this planet, what you eat. You get to choose what you wear. You get to choose who you talk to. You get to choose the quality of your experiences, and you get as much out of that as you put into them. So really, I just encourage other people to spend their time out in their community and volunteering. There are so many different needs that aren't being met, and it's really easy to get involved if you just ask the question, if you just start the process. I constantly have moments where I stumble across a new organization or a new volunteer opportunity and say, I didn't even know this was a problem. And now that I know that it's a problem and people are doing something about it, my scope for just being aware and being somebody who lives in Spokane and somebody who is involved in the community, that is so much broader, and it is so much more fulfilling of a life experience.
As we welcome her to the stage to accept the 2017 Inspirational Young Alum Award. When I began my journey at Eastern Washington University 9 years ago, I couldn't have imagined how fulfilling my life would be today. This award is especially poignant to me as I genuinely believe in the value and sheer power that lies in EWU graduates. And in my alumni life now, I am blessed to continue to serve the community in a way that was so richly installed in me as a student of Eastern Washington University. I would be remiss to not mention the many members of my tribe who helped me get where I am today. After all, we are all simply the sum of all the individuals who have invested in us throughout our lifetime, and every opportunity we have ever been granted. I'm reminded of my work at United Way tonight, when I truly say, change doesn't happen alone. Hope isn't a one-man band, and there's no such thing as self-taught or self-made. And so I'd like to leave you all with a few words from the founder of my women's fraternity, Stella George Stern Perry, about carrying forth the spirit of philanthropy. This order of ours is not static, not a stone set up long ago for you to decorate today. It is like a field of wheat, like a flowing and beneficent river. The wheat field would have ended its fertility after its first harvest had not ready hands each season prepared it anew, resowed, retended, regathered. That stream cannot return to its first small rill, but must keep clearing and deepening its bed, must be strengthened all its way by pure and limpid and steadfast tributaries. So your task is a noble one, to feed your own life and the life of the hungry world from the good seed placed just within your hands. So sail fair vessels and rich categories and rich cargoes on the stream you now enter. May the sun of love ripen your field, and the pilot protect all the ships on your river. Each day, we are all given the opportunity to invest in our next generations, to distribute seed and share in the rivers that make our world a better place to live. So I implore you all now to carry on the opportunities to the next generation of up-and-comers, as they will double our harvest and carve our rivers just that much deeper, and undoubtedly change the world. I am the product of many of you in this room, and I thank you for granting me the platform. Thank you sincerely.
I'm back. I brought something with me.
Wow, look at you guys. Am I overdressed? Am I underdressed? I feel like there's something going on here.
You know, I wanted to do this last year, and I couldn't make it happen, and I figured it's my last year. So I'm here, and I'm hoping that you will all indulge me. I want to sing the fight song, and I want all of you to help me. And I know you can't say no to me. I'm wearing a football helmet. Oh, seriously. But you really can't say no to Swoop, right?
Right? Yes, it's been proven that I can say no to Kelly, but Swoop is so adorable. I really can't say no to Swoop.
He actually just told me, because I speak fluent Swoop, that he does not like to be called adorable.
Handsome?
Regal. Handsome.
Handsome.
But not Alright, I got your back.
My bad. Well, it's funny you mention that because in true Kelly style and this being your awards, thing and that thing that's going on, I made the call. Like, I totally knew you were going to do this to me because we talked about it, and so what I did is I made a slide.
Oh.
Because, and it's not for any of you, because I know all of you are big fans of Eastern, right? And you already know the fight song. So it's just up there for decoration because we didn't have like a slide to but if you brought a guest that's not an Eagle, then they can use that. But we're gonna do this.
I love it. Will you indulge me, please?
So, does everyone know the beat of the fight song?
Yes.
Yeah? Does anyone want to, dun dun, dun dun, dun 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 dun. Go Eagles, go! Where's the pom-pom? The part everybody knows! P-A-S-T-E!
indulging me.
Yes, you're welcome.
Well, I found it was fitting since we're going to give out the second annual Eagle for Life Spirit Award. So I knew we weren't a stuffy award show. So thank you. It is now it's really hard to read with this helmet on. I just want you to know.
You want me to pull that off, or
I might,
talk amongst yourselves while the helmet. Ooh, that's nice. I'm just gonna put my hand right here while you talk.
Okay. Let's get this thing back on track, shall we? It's my pleasure to introduce our second recipients of the annual Eagle for Life Spirit Award. This award recognizes alumni who consistently demonstrate extraordinary spirit and pride in their support of Eastern. Not only Eastern, but also the Alumni Association. They exemplify a positive image of their alumni, or their alma mater, while inspiring it's the helmet. Just take a moment. Pressured my brain a little. No. They exemplify a positive image of their alma mater while inspiring loyalty and pride in their fellow alumni. Thank you, Swoop. See, we all need a swoop in our life, don't we? They publicly support the university in their community and or on various social media channels and demonstrate their Eagle for Life spirit by encouraging fellow alumni to be actively engaged.
Alan and Joe McDonald exemplify this very description. In fact, when recipients are selected, I have the pleasure of calling all of them to let them know of their nomination and their selection. This is great. When I called Alan and Joe answered the phone, and it was so loud, like I could barely hear her speaking. And so I awkwardly said in the middle of a day, "Is this a good time, Joe?" "No, not really. We're in Reno and the girls are just about getting ready to play. Who's this?" I said, "I'm just gonna call you back." And she's like, "Okay." So I hung up and I told everyone in the office, I said, "Oh my gosh, this is the best." So I'm calling the Eagle for Life Spirit Award winners, and they just happened to be in Reno at the Big Sky conference playoffs, so I can't tell them that they're the award winners yet. So Alan and Joe, of course, EW alumni, former athletes. Joe is an EW Hall of Fame inductee, and she is one of 4 generations, starting with her grandmother, who went to Eastern. They have been married 46 years, and their daughter-in-law said, yes, give them a round of applause. And their daughter-in-law said they are truly an Eagle for Life team. So to be recognized, they should be recognized together. Very loyal Eastern fans, they schedule their vacations and their trips around sporting schedules. And I hear they even drove 15 hours through the night from California to make sure that they were here for a game. And 2-degree football weather, that's nothing. Costco-sized box of hand warmers, I hear strategically placed around their body. You'll have to ask them. Electric socks and eagle red sleeping bags. That's their trick.
We'll be talking later about that. And while many of us alumni may sport a sweatshirt, that doesn't cut it for Alan and Joe. Not only do they greatly support the revenue of the bookstore, their car license plates also help to support scholarships. And at home, they display their pride, their Eastern pride, with decals and a windsock, so that all the neighbors will know their Eagle pride. They, of course, are athletic boosters and unofficial social media ambassadors. During all the games, you will find them checking in and providing updates on Facebook throughout the game for their friends and family that aren't in attendance. And if Eastern Athletics shares news, you know they'll share it. If you love Eastern Athletics, perhaps consider turning off Larry Weir, but instead invite Alan and Joe over. I hear they give a great play-by-play recaps and living room, they will relive the moments in their living room. So I'm going to be calling this year. It's a distance. Alan and Joe have been involved with Eastern for many years, both past and present, and exemplify a positive image of Eastern. They also inspire others to get involved. They bleed red and white, and I'm sure they could also likewise lead the fight song. So let's go to the video and see more about this adorable Eagle for Life couple.
Eagle for Life spirit, Alan and Joe McDonald.
Eastern has been a part of our family for as long as I can remember. We have 8 degrees from Eastern. My grandmother graduated from Cheney Normal. Dad graduated from Eastern, would have been State College. I have 2 degrees from here. Alan did part of his math, and then did part of his master's here. Then our son came back to college here. He has 2 degrees from here, and then he married a gal who has a degree from here and is a teacher.
Well, Joe and I met here at Eastern, and originally I saw her performing as a twirler at the band at a football game.
He asked me out on my mom's birthday, which in my family is a national holiday, so there was no way of thinking, well, he thought it was blowing him off. But after he got back in January, we went out for the first time, and literally 2 weeks later he asked me to marry him, and I said yes.
After I was kind of done with my athletics, and we became close, I started learning something about gymnastics, and then became the coach's kind of assistant to Spot in the gym.
My memories at Eastern, it would be my competition years. I would come out and work out with the team out here from when I was probably a sophomore or junior in high school. And so it was awesome. I'd be outside and I'd want to try something that I was not quite comfortable doing. I was a little scared. So I'd say, well, you got to help me through it. So then I kind of showed him how to keep me off my head, you know, and he was really good at it. Of course, he was always hanging around the gym.
We've always been involved in athletics and sports in some way. And so it kind of evolved that way. So we've been to the Olympics. We've done a lot of different big events together. So it just leads us back here to Eastern to all these events.
I have a 10-year-old grandson we bring him to all the basketball games, and he thinks swoop is the coolest thing on the planet. Actually, Joe thinks swoop is the best. He dances better than anybody else, and he's great with kids and knows not to go up and scare them or anything. He's just, whoever our swoops are the best.
I think that the beauty of what we learned over the years in athletics, and both in participating and in coaching and in observing, being spectators, is the friendships that we've gained over the years. And every year we continue to meet people. We were just on a trip after the Big Sky Championships, and we run into Montana people, and they invited us over to their house next year when we go
to
there.
stay when Montana plays, or when we play Montana.
We just have built this friendship that goes beyond what you could do any other way.
Go East!
Well, get your pom-poms ready. Get them in your hand, because it's with tremendous Eagle spirit that we introduce all of you to Joe and Alan McDonald, myself, and of course the best mascot in the United States. That was great, and you know, I actually need to borrow someone's phone you know, they only take photographs this way, so I think we definitely need photographs this way.
So, go Eats! I was thinking there even might be a few savages in here. But it's fun to soar like an eagle. First of all, I'd like to thank our son and daughter-in-law for nominating us. I know there's thousands of people out there that deserve this award, probably more than us, but they put up with our fanatical, crazy ideas, and we do tell them about every play. It's pretty fun. And I also would like to take this moment to apologize to the president of our college because we've sat behind her at basketball games. And I know my wife's really not that bad. She does like officials, but she has some choice words for her, so we apologize. Yes. This is a great university, and it brought us together. We have a bond that's fun. It's a great experience for us now as we're retired and we travel and we talk about our university a lot, and we meet people all the time that say, oh yeah, Eastern, isn't that the university with the red football field? We say yes, and we have some of the best programs that across the nation, and we believe that. Thank you.
Aren't they adorable? Can we all aspire to be like that? Thank you, Swoop. Everyone,
Stay as long as you want. So
yes, he can stay. As I say, everyone say goodbye to Swoop, but he can stay. Down he goes. So great. I love it. Me too. Apparently not as much as some people, though. He's not adorable, though. We won't say adorable anymore. Now, our next award, it's an honor to recognize this year's recipient of the Exceptional Military Service Award. This award recognizes alumni who contribute significantly to their military community. Alumni who receive this award, I always make sure I read this so I don't get it wrong. It's an important award. They have honorably served or are currently serving on active duty in the reserves or the National Guard or within the armed forces. They demonstrate outstanding leadership and exemplify meritorious service within their community. They have achieved prominence in their military careers and, of course, are Eastern graduates. Eastern has a very long tradition of supporting military personnel and their families.
Colonel Rory Talkington graduated from Eastern Washington University in 1981 after having entered the Marine Corps in 1977. Upon graduation, he was eventually assigned to the 1st Marine Division. Colonel Talkington served as the platoon commander, company executive officer, and finally, as the commanding officer of India Company, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marines. In 1984, he reported for duty to Marine Barracks at Bangor, Washington, where he served as commanding officer of Alpha Company as the barracks operation officer. And then in 1987, he attended the Amphibious Warfare School and received orders returning him to the Marine 1st Division. Colonel Talkington has almost 30 years of service to our country. 30 years. That took him all over the world, including tours in Southwest Asia, Alaska, Norway, Kosovo, Serbia, Macedonia, and Iraq. His decorations include the Bronze Star Medal with Valor, the Purple Heart, the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal with Gold Star, the Joint Service Commendation Medal, the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal with Gold Star and Valor, the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal with Gold Star, and the Combat Action Ribbon with Gold Star. Let's watch this video and learn more about this very incredible man.
Exceptional military service, Rory Talkington.
To play college football is awesome. I followed the bouncing ball over here to Eastern to play football, and that's why I came to campus. I'm not really thinking of a military career. This was the mid-1970s. It was just the end of the Vietnam War. At the time, they would come out, the Marine officers would come on campus about once a month and put up a display. And this happened to be a display on flying jets that caught my interest when my freshman year. Of course, the Marine officer at the time said that you'll never make it. You don't have what it takes. So that was the sort of the hook that got me interested. I completely went for it to demonstrate that I'm an Eastern grad. I can do anything. The biggest challenges are to lead Marines. They get them to follow you even though they may not want to. The demonstration is lead by example, and to get people to do things that they wouldn't normally think of as sane. And as Marines, we always prided ourselves being hard charging forward into the attack, tough as nails. Consequently, you've got to demonstrate that. So convincing young Marines, 18, 19, 20-year-olds to do things that are not normal and be in front of that, that's a challenge at every step along the way. You've got to build trust, and that's not overnight. That's something that is built over time, and you can't do that by sitting on your hands. You have to be in front of it. You have to be leading it. You have to say, like we say, follow me. And that sometimes is difficult and cringeworthy and dangerous. I'm proud that I got to lead young men, to bring them through difficult situations, from the mountains of Korea to the wastelands of the Middle East, to lead men, lead Marines in those environments and be successful at that. They came home alive and came back to their families. That's the greatest thing about the almost 30 years. I would say that today there are Eastern graduates in harm's way, and probably all the services. And I would say to the Eastern family, the Eastern community, let's keep an eye on these men and women. Let's do the right thing with them. Eastern is the gem of this area, the state, and we should continue to be in that vein, taking care of our veterans. There are Eastern grads in the farthest reaches of the world now, and as fellow grads, fellow alums, let's keep an eye on those men and women and make sure they get home and continue to be in good shape.
So another year, and I have another crush on our Military Service Award winner. So it is with great pride and honor that we welcome Colonel Rory Talkington to the stage and present him with the 2017 Exceptional Military Service Award. And we thank him and congratulate him.
thanks to Lisa and Cassidy and Kelly and the team and Colonel Blay for making this possible. Thanks so much for that. Eastern is where it all started. In fact, 37 years ago today, we were up to our ankles in ash from the eruption of Mount St. Helens. We spent about a week on campus shoveling ash so we could get back to class just before the semester ended. This is a great honor from a great school. How beautiful is the campus now, and it has really always been. What a great day. What a great day when you show up there and the pride you have. Like I said, I came to play football, and it's good to see some of my teammates here. Jerry King, Alex Mom. Where are you, Alex? Alex, he's the guy responsible for getting me this far. Ferocious defender on the football field, and a great guy and an honorable veteran. And Jerry King, an old buddy of mine. I haven't seen either of these guys for 37 years. Thanks for coming out today. It's awesome. And Tracy, another classmate, it's good to see you here as well. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my folks who are here. The other Colonel and Mrs. Talkington are here as well, alumni. So, in closing, I'll just say thanks to the Eastern team. Awesome. This is an exceptional honor, and I appreciate it. And I'll say that Eastern alum and students are still out there in harm's way. I guarantee it. All the services are out there. Let's keep them in our mind. Make sure they get home in good shape. They deserve it, and they're part of the gems in the Eastern panoply of stars. So, thanks again to everyone. Thanks to the Alumni Association for not including GPA in the Semper Fi and go Eags.
We're going to be checking now. It's a good thing. How do you think I got here? So we are honored now to present the 2017 Alum of Service Award to Jody Garrison, Executive Director at the Support, Advocacy, and Resource Center, or SARC, in the Tri-Cities. Alumni who receive this award are active in the creation of inclusive communities by promoting equity and advancing the status of underrepresented groups. They demonstrate outstanding leadership and serve as role models and mentors within their school, community, and/or organizations. If the nominee is an educator, he or she demonstrates creativity, imagination in their lesson plans and teaching methods that inspire students to learn. Jody has been at SARC for over 20 years. During that time, she has seen the growth of the agency from 3 staff members and a budget of $250,000 to 10 staff and a budget of $375,000. Jody is described as a zealous fighter for victims' rights. She is available 24/7 for victims of human sex trafficking, sexual abuse, and other violent crimes. Her husband and nominator says that Jody's work is not dinner time conversation, but it needs to be. Unfortunately, no community is immune to these crimes, and there is continual growth needed to provide counseling, advocacy, and support for the victims and families in our communities.
Throughout her tenure at SARC, Jody has shown ongoing initiative to develop additional direct service and outreach programs to serve the needs of victims within communities. Examples of these are the Children's Advocacy Center, the Crime Victim Service Center, and growing the capacity to serve survivors of human trafficking. As a result of her foresight, she initiated the development of the Children's Advocacy Center model of a multidisciplinary approach, which is pulling together law enforcement, prosecuting attorneys, child protective services, and medical and mental health workers onto one coordinated team. The goal, it helps hold more offenders accountable, it decreases the trauma to children and their families, and it provides much needed services to its victims. Jody is also very, very involved in her community. She's served many years on boards in the community of the Tri-Cities area, including the Tri-Cities Rotary, the Coalition Against Trafficking, Pasco Discovery Coalition, Leadership Tri-Cities, the Office of Crime Victims Advocacy, and much more.
There were several notes written in support by current and past advocates of SARC in support of Jody. Here's just one that summarizes her leadership. This work is hard. The stories are horrific. In one day, your heart can break 20 times. This work takes a supportive team. Jody works extremely hard to maintain a positive environment via vicarious trauma reduction methods in order to bring sunshine into the office. I love that. Bring sunshine into the office. Wouldn't we all want to do that? Let's take a look at this video and learn more about the wonderful Jody.
Alum of Service, Jody Garrettson.
Well, my children now are all grown and left, unfortunately, but I love to spend my time with my family. One of my fondest memories at Eastern is really raising our baby on campus. Well, for the first 6 months of his life, because my husband and I both had classes, we had to stagger our schedules because we didn't want anyone taking care of the baby, and we didn't have the money for anyone to take care of the baby. So we would stagger our schedules and carry the baby onto campus and swap in the halls and just make that work. We did it for 6 months, and then our graduation, our little one was 7 months old by graduation and wore a little Eastern outfit, and it's just the most adorable thing. SARC is a local nonprofit agency. We provide services to victims of crime, the majority being sexual violence, and then we serve approximately 140 additional clients and victims of other crimes such as homicide, child abuse, identity theft, gang violence, and then we have a prevention program as well. I have been at SARC for just over 20 years, but what I just love about my job is I'm able to use my education that I got at Eastern and a business degree in a way that's helping people. So as long as I can make sure that we have a solid agency, that we're well funded, and we have consistent and dedicated staff, then we're able to help all the clients. And so it's a good marriage for me. My minor is in sociology, my major was in business, so it's a good way to put it together. Previous to working at SARC, the worst thing in the world I could ever imagine was being sexually assaulted, and I don't know how anybody could ever live through that or ever get through it. After working there, in no way to minimize sexual violence, but the resiliency that people show is amazing, and the resiliency in the kids is just stunning. And so I think I really learned about the human spirit and how resilient people really can be that I didn't understand before. I think probably one of the greatest challenges is just what we see and hear all the time. With the majority of our population being kids who have been sexually abused, 90% of the time by someone known to them, it's heavy and it affects staff a lot. And so for me, the biggest challenge is trying to keep an environment where we want to come to work and that isn't a depressing place. I mean, you'll hear a lot of laughter in the agency, and sometimes that can be misunderstood, but people come there for healing. They've gone through a difficult time, but we just want to have an appropriate place that makes people feel better. I think for someone to be a successful advocate for people in vulnerable populations, Of course, they have to be caring and passionate, but for the advocates that have lasted and have been there for years, which we have a few, and we have some that keep coming back, which is amazing, they have to be able to have good balance in their lives. It can't all be about work, and you can't take it home with you, or it just eats people up. So I have one wish for the people that we serve. I wish they could go back to knowing a world where they weren't as fearful, a world where they're not as heavy of a burden that they now have, a world where they didn't realize these things can happen. We can't do that, but I wish that we could.
So with gratitude and appreciation, I'd like to introduce all of you to Jody Gerritsen, the 2017 Alum of Service Awards.
Sorry, I didn't know I could make myself cry watching a video. And my family always tells me that I'm the downer because where we work and what we do, and I get it now. But when I went to Eastern, to be honest, I was married, as you saw, we had a baby. I didn't really think about Eastern and the spirit or the culture. We were just there to get an education, to get a job, and go do what we were meant to do. And it's actually been more after that, in the last 10 or 15 years, as we've raised our kids and we've had more time to get more engaged with the college, and we're just so happy about that and happy to be a part of this wonderful culture. I'm very proud and thankful for this. At the same token, I've heard people say, when you get something, they're humbled by it. I never understood that, but I get it when you're like, yeah, I don't really deserve it because it's your job. I get paid for what I do. It's just awesome that I'm that fortunate to be able to do it. And I'm just really thankful, and to my husband who nominated me, who's also an Eastern grad, and my whole family is right down here, which is amazing to get everybody together, and I'm just really grateful, so thank you.
So before we wrap up the evening, we have one more award. But I just wanted to, first of all, I have to get the picture because it looks amazing up here. Doesn't it look amazing up here with the crowd? And I also want to just do a shout out to behind the scenes. I don't see them, but you all know them because you talked to them, you saw them. Leslie Mowat and Cassie Devaney. On the front side of all the nominations and videos, and then Leslie's all the magic behind everything that's happening out front. I just get to do this fun part, the script, and hang out with Kelly on stage. So anyway, I just want to do a shout out to them. And I want you all to grab your pom-poms really quick because this is just, it's too good not to have this photo out. Okay, here we go. I'm going to just video it because that's the right thing. Giving out the 2017 Lifetime Achievement Award. This award is the highest honor bestowed by the Alumni Association, and award recipients demonstrate a history of active participation in Eastern's community and a commitment to ensuring its future vitality. They have a lifetime record of considerable contributions to their professional field. They exemplify outstanding leadership and mentorship to others, and serve as a role model through a strong commitment to community service. So we are honored tonight for giving this award to a very deserving recipient, Jack Lucas. Jack graduated in 1977 and is currently the president of West Coast Entertainment. And as you will learn, he's the epitome of being a jack of all trades. Thank you for laughing at that. I wrote that myself.
She needs to leave the jokes to me. We'll see. 6 months after graduating from Lewis and Clark High School here in Spokane, Jack enlisted in the Navy during the Vietnam War. During his years in the Navy, he was a legal yeoman, an assistant education training petty officer, and a disc jockey and news anchor for the Armed Force Services Radio Television Network. 45 days after his honorable discharge, that was very worded, I was going to say dishonorable, that wouldn't have been right. So, his honorable discharge from the Navy, Jack became a student at Eastern Washington State College. His passion was to stay busy and engaged. His passion to stay busy and engaged was evident, even though working up to 6 jobs at one time during a portion of his college years. Really, 6? What did I do in college? Following graduation, Jack taught at Davenport and Meade school districts, while also working part-time as an usher and event supervisor for the city of Spokane at the Coliseum and the Opera House, before being offered a full-time position by the city of Spokane in 1982. In 1987, Jack was hired to manage the new ticketing company, G&B Select-A-Seat. Within 5 years, he took over management of G&B Presents, the entertainment part of that company. Jack took that company from one major client to a company that now is nationally recognized for ticketing and entertainment. As indicated in one of several letters of recommendation, Jack has a can-do attitude, common sense approach, and incredible knowledge of the community. He is ambitious, innovative, thoughtful, and a tireless volunteer in his community. Jack is also an EWU Eagle through and through. He talks about his days at Eastern all the time, volunteers at his alma mater frequently, and always says yes when Eastern calls. There is no one quite like Jack.
Jack is the recipient of many awards and accolades, and among them, the 2004 International Ticketing Professional of the Year Award, the 2013 Lifetime Achievement Award presented by the International Ticketing Association, and the International Arena Venue Managers Association's Joseph and Zabino Award presented in 2015. In our own community, Jack has served on many nonprofits, including Big Brother, Big Sisters of the Inland Northwest, Spokane Central Lions Club, Lilac Service for the Blind, Inland Empire Association, Goodwill Industries, and the EWU Foundation. Impressive is Jack's dedication and availability to all the boards that he serves on. His position has him traveling quite frequently. Even when he's out of town, he makes himself available when contacted for advice or assistance. One executive director indicates in all the years that I have known Jack, he's never missed returning a call or a text or an email. This was perfect because Jack was actually in New York this week, and I had a question about what I was writing because I couldn't pronounce something that I was going to read, and asked him for clarification, so I sent him an email. Within 12 hours, Jack got back to me. And at some point, Jack somehow managed a family. Jack is a driving force and has a can-do attitude. He's hardworking, no question asked, ready to pitch in leader. So sit back and relax as we watch Jack tell us more about his journey to getting this award.
Lifetime Achievement, Jack Lucas.
What is my job? Well, the timing is interesting. Up until 8 days ago, I was president of Tickets West and West Coast Entertainment. As of March 26th, I promoted my vice president to the president role of Tickets West, and I'm going to continue as president of West Coast Entertainment. We started Tickets West and West Coast Entertainment in 1987. And so two very kind of different companies, but they work well together. I think the relationship that I have with Eastern Washington University is a great achievement. When I was going to Eastern, I had just gotten out of the Navy. We did 2 tours over to Vietnam, and I had always wanted to be a music teacher since I was probably in 4th grade. And I knew that once I got out of the United States Navy, I was going to come back and go to Eastern. There was just no doubt about that. When I started Eastern, I had a big, kind of a big bulletin board in our bedroom, actually. And it had every class I needed to take and which quarter I needed to take it in. My degree is I have a BA from Eastern in teaching with an emphasis in music. So I'm still around music all day long. I'm still around the theater all day long. Every nonprofit I've served on, I've done so because I thought there was a need there. I guess if there's one that probably is still near and dear to my heart, that's Lilac Services for the Blind. When I met my wife in 1992, her mother was partially sighted. And Day Out for the Blind have these vans, and they'll come pick up these folks, take them shopping, take them to the grocery, do whatever. So we finally convinced her mom to do that. Well, to this day, now, fast forward to today, her mother served on the board for many years, served as an officer of the board for many years. And, you know, what a great thing that is. I think the Lifetime Achievement Award that I received from the International Arena Venue Managers Association, again, nobody in ticketing had ever served on that board. The idea that I was elected to that board, being a ticketing professional, I know it blew everybody away. I mean, the other board members, I'm sure they were sitting there going, what the heck, there's a ticketing guy here. But yet, I've devoted a lot of time and effort to make sure that that particular association is better off today than it was before I came involved. And you know, and this Lifetime Achievement Award, my God, this is so dear to my heart. I mean, it's even emotional trying to talk about it, quite frankly. I think just the fiduciary responsibility that a president has for a couple companies like I have had, I think that's a heavy responsibility, and it's in the back of your mind day in and day out. So I think just the day-to-day business type of stuff, you know. On the other hand, though, I've got to work with some great artists. I mean, I've worked with everybody from, God, ZZ Top to Willie Nelson to Robert Goulet to Mickey Rooney to, you know, I mean, just I've worked with 3 or 4 sitting presidents of the United States. It's definitely a pinch me type of look back on my 30 years. I mean, it certainly has been a great career, one that I wouldn't change for anything. Sure, it hasn't been easy, right? I mean, nothing's easy, but has it been worth the struggles? Has it been worth the sleepless nights? Without a doubt it has, without a doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in congratulating Jack Lucas, our incredible winner of the 2017 Lifetime Achievement Award.
Everybody in theater likes a standing ovation. Not no exception.
No, just kidding. Obviously, I don't know why I got so emotional over that video, because it was me talking. I want to go rogue just a few seconds here. The last time I introduced this person was probably, well, it was at the Red Tie Gala. And there are probably two professors, or two doctors of education that I remember a lot of the personalities when I was in the music department at Eastern back in 1975. But there are two people that stand out. Ralph Manzo, a little short Italian guy. He was my voice teacher at the time. Just a lovely guy. We stayed in contact until he passed away. And then there's another guy. And I was, Mike Westfall and I were at the Red Tie Gala, and I was chairman of the board, and I was talking to Mike or somebody, and somebody came over to me and said, "There's two guys that want to talk to you over there." And I said, "Who are they?" "Well, I don't know who they are. They just want to talk to you." And I thought, who in the heck would be asking for me? So I go over there, and it's Pete Exline and this other individual. And I remember this individual because he was the dean of music, of the music department when I was out there. He just turned 94 the other day. I want to recognize George Lotzenheiser. I don't know where you are, George, but... Oh, there he is. I was so happy to see him here. I remember going into George's office one day, and I got out of the Navy for 4 years. Somebody said that George was an admiral or something in the Navy. And I thought, well, what the hell? I could go down there and talk to him. I didn't know George from anybody. So I walked in there, unassuming, not really nervous that he's the dean, because I didn't even know what the dean meant. And George invited me in. We had a great conversation. So anyway, well, to be just nominated for this event is humbling, but to be given the award takes it way over the top. And I think for me tonight, it's all about thank yous, because obviously there have been quite a few people along the way that have helped me out on this extreme journey. And truly, when I look at the list and I review the list of the past recipients of this award, I mean, I am truly, truly humbled, and some of them are here today, and some of them I actually know. So, you know, because of the time constraints and the traveling that I do in my job, hopefully not as much now that I'm taking only 50% of it. I want to thank Frances, my wife of 22 years. She puts up with this hectic schedule that I have, and when I come home and I go, "Hey, I just volunteered to be on the foundation board for Eastern." "You what?" Anyway, and she's put up with me all these years, and I want to thank her for doing that. I have the rest of my family here today. Raise your hands, kids. Thank you. My sister Diane, my mother-in-law Elvira, Renee, Phil, Tyler, Riley, and Trina. And I wanted to give special attention to Riley. Raise your hand, Riley. Riley, on June 17th, will be one of the newest alumni of Eastern Washington. She started Eastern with the Running Start program. She started going to Eastern when she was 16 years old. So she's graduating as a 20-year-old. So thank you, Riley. Also, I want to thank, about 12 years ago, I was approached by a person by the name of Barb Ritchie, and I don't think Barb's here tonight because I didn't see her. But Barb is a diehard, how many people know Barb? She's a diehard Eagle, yes. And Barb asked if I would like to join the Eastern Alumni Magazine editorial board. Okay. I didn't really know much about editorials, or I didn't know much about the magazine or that part of the process. But of course I went home and told Frances, "Hey, I just volunteered to be on the editorial board for Eastern." "You what?" Yes, I did. But it was was a great experience. And we actually took that magazine from kind of a newspaper type of thing to what you see today. And I'm really proud of how we moved that magazine along. And how important it's been to all the alumni. Along the way, one of the board members, or one of the editorial board members that was on that is Doug Kelly. How many know Doug? Doug's here tonight. Doug and I became friends since then as well. And Doug and Barb came to me about 12 years ago and said, how would you like to be on the Eastern Washington University Foundation Board? And I said, okay, I don't know a lot about foundations, but I'm willing to learn. And so I went home, and what did I tell Frances? Hey, honey, I just volunteered for the foundation board. And of course, her answer was, you what? Thank you. So anyway, and that has been a great relationship. The foundation board has just been something that has just been so dear to my heart. Again, I didn't know much about it. I met Mike Westfall, the Vice President of Advancement. And I know that without Mike's, they say patience is a virtue. This guy has it, because I used to ask him 100,000 questions. I'd call him at 9 o'clock at night and say, now Mike, what about this thing with the foundation? Tell me about this, and tell me about that. And it was just, I wanted to make sure that I left it better than I found it. And it's really weird that today, I mean, I'm ending my second year as past chair, so I'm off the board now. And it's like, what the hell do I do now? I don't have the foundation. And the foundation is such an active board. And one of the things that we talked about when I came on the board was we wanted to make that board a board that other people wanted to get on. And I think we've achieved that. That board is a board that people talk about today. The things, the bar that we've set for that foundation, the bar that we've exceeded, that we've reset for the foundation, has just been incredible. And it's lots due to Mike Westfall, so let's give Mike a hand. Also along the way, I've had the opportunity of working for, I think, two of the best presidents that the university has had. Dr. Revelo, who retired a couple years ago, and Dr. Mary Cullen. And again, Dr. Mary has the patience too, because when she first started, I asked her all these questions. Because I wanted to get to know her, I wanted to tell her about Eastern. It's just been a great relationship. And there's no doubt that Eastern has played a significant part in my life, in my education, obviously. But it really helped, I think, to shape the person I am today in many ways. The professors, the people I met along the way, really helped shape who I am and the idea of giving back to the community. In closing, for some of you know, I'm obviously in the entertainment business. I sell tickets for a living and produce Broadway shows. Who would do that, right? But for the past years, I've been working with one of the great actors of film and TV, Hal Holbrook. And Hal does a show, Mark Twain Tonight. Some of you may have been to that performance, that theatrical presentation. I've presented him here in Spokane 3 or 4 times over 25 years. And I've presented Hal across the country in many cities. And so all those nights, I listened to him go out on stage talking as Mark Twain. And there are so many great quotes from Mark Twain. But I'll just close tonight with one that I think probably relates to me personally. And I think it probably describes how I've lived my life and how I've lived my career. And the quote is, "Focus more on your desire than your doubt, and the dream will take care of itself." So on that note, I say good night, and thank you for the award.
Great, awesome stuff, right? That's a wrap for Lisa and I. It was great to be here tonight. We got to share the stage, thankfully, with some amazing Eastern Eagles. 5 awards, 0 wardrobe malfunctions, and that was pretty good because I had to change. Can't believe I gave a award away wearing a helmet. I'm gonna say that stuff is warm, so credit to the football players. Yeah, it was, I think, a great success.
There was one wardrobe malfunction. There was also the fight song, which you forgot to mention, but you didn't see that. It was trying to, the pre-show in the back trying to do the whole, we didn't know how those pads go on. So, but before we close out tonight and we take our heels off, it is my honor to, that she's been mentioned a few times, introduce you to the president of our university, Mary Cullinan, who is going to wrap up our evening and take us into dinner.
Oh, it is great seeing the crowd from this perspective. And Riley, I hope to shake your hand on June 17th. Where's Riley? I couldn't see her. Hey, okay. So thank you all for being here. This is such an amazing evening. You know, and for spring term for all of us at the university, it's a time of incredible celebration. We're having celebrations every breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think I've had cake 5 times this week. We honor students graduating from every college and program. We honored retirees this week. We had our academic symposium that was highlighting the creative works and research of our faculty and students. We've had Diversity Week, we've had Earth Week, we've had everything. It's been amazing. And I'm sure you join me with rejoicing in the fact that we're also finally in springtime. I've never been so happy to see green grass and tulips. Boy, what an experience. But, you know, every day at EWU, we celebrate because we are your public university. We are out here every day igniting change, serving as a hub for innovation and excellence, partnering with organizations all over the region, and preparing our students to be wonderful citizens and successful in everything that they're going to do. And of course, we do a wonderful job here honoring the alumni, not just recently, but going back in time. And that for me is it's just a really moving and wonderful event here. So congratulations again to our award winners, Jack, Jody, Rory, Leah, Alan, and Joe. And congratulations to all the previous award winners. You all embody the spirit of Eastern, and that for me is it's just so moving and significant. And also in closing, as I thank all of you, I want to thank again Numerica Credit Union for your support. What an incredible community partner you are, and you have done a wonderful job helping us support our terrific alumni. So thank you so much, Numerica.